We are confident that most, if not all, cities in the country will be hit and even surpass the target before Christmas. In the NCR, more than 80% of the population are fully vaccinated. Yan, napakaganda niyan na balita. This is not just for your own protection, but also for the civic duty to protect others and also allow to turn the page and get everyone back to track of normalcy. So medyo dumadive yung nahawa. Wow, wala nang mahawaan kasi may bakuna eh.
The news day continues here on One News Now. I'm Charles Lejano. The Justice Department has released a matrix that outlines 52 cases linked to the drug war. And based on their observation, the DOJ says the PNP had certain lapses in their operations. To tell us more about this, we have Marlene Alcaide now joining us live from Mandaluyong. Good afternoon, Marlene. Let's talk about these lapses said to have been on the part of the PNP during these drug busts. What were these?
Okay, Charles, the DOJ released this morning information on the 52 drug cases mostly happened from the year 2016 to 2020, showing multiple lapses and procedures by the police. Common denominator the DOJ has observed during a buy-bust operations is that suspects would allegedly fire at the police reason why authorities would retaliate. But based on the DOJ's observation, nothing in the records that would support the police operatives' claim that the suspects fired at them. Based on DOJ's observation, most of the drug war cases do not even have pre-operation report, no coordination form, chain of custody form, not even ballistics and paraffin test result or autopsy report on record. If ever a paraffin test was made, paraffin test showed that both hands of the suspect were negative for gunpowder nitrates. PNP has even observed that some cops used excessive force, like in one instance that the suspect allegedly fired at the police operatives. All three police operatives simultaneously fired at the suspect. Charles?
Right, Marlene, that being said, what happened to the police officers who are said to be involved in these 52 cases, and how many police officers are we actually talking about?
Despite these lapses, most of the sanctions or penalty given to at least 150 cops involved were suspension, demotion, some were dismissed from service, mostly administrative cases. So the DOJ Yusek Sugay said that they did not name the cops involved in this 52 cases because of some due process consideration. Charles?
Right, let's talk about this so-called matrix a little bit more. What details are included in this matrix? What other names have been provided by the DOJ, if any?
Well, the matrix showed multiple lapses, detailed lapses in procedures by the police. The DOJ also released this morning information about the 52 drug cases, and some details involves like the docket number of the case, date of the incident, PNPE's recommendations, and DOJ's observations on what transpired during the drug war.
All right, Marlene, so with this list having been announced, what's next for the DOJ here? What do they intend to do after this?
The DOJ has turned over their findings to the National Bureau of Investigation for possible filing of criminal charges, and they urge the family and the witnesses to cooperate in the NBI's investigation. Charles?
Thanks for those updates, Marlene. That was Marlene Alcaide reporting live from Mandaluyong. The PNP says the Justice Department's list of drug war cases is just part of the initial batch that they have released. In an interview with Radyo 5, PNP Chief Guillermo Eleazar said their data remains open to scrutiny should the DOJ require access to it.
Kami po ay full support pa rin sa pag-imbestiga ito dahil nga base sa aming last na meeting with Secretary Guevara, joint NBN-PNP na po magsasagawa kung sakaling meron pang further investigation na gagawin sa mga kaso na ito na ating pong sinumite sa DOJ.
We'll be back with more stories after a quick break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Charles Lejano. Open graves, a cult, and the missing body parts of dead people. This sounds like the stuff of gruesome horror movies, but in reality, in some cemeteries in Davao de Oro. Gemma Vansenia gives us the details.
More than 20 tombs here in Mapawa Cemetery in Maragusan, Davao de Oro were recently plastered after an alleged cult group attack last weekend. The group believed to be making charms locally known as Anting-Anting allegedly made holes on burial niche to get the kneecaps and skull of the dead bodies.
Ito yung buto. Kinuha yung patela. Ayan, magkadugtong dapat. Yung ulo nito, di na rin namin makita. Ganto din sa ibang nicho. Wala na yung mga patela.
A barangay official said a similar incident also happened last year.
Kulto
Kulto talaga to. Ito yung tinatawag nila na anting-anting. Sa mga naririnig namin, pag daw maggera, di sila tatablan. Pamahiin nila. Yang patela ng tuhod ang kinukuha nila. Ginagawang kwintas. May iba naman, kinukuha yung bungo.
Families of the dead bodies are furious over the incident. Some residents have also expressed fear of the group and its activities.
Medyo horror ang feeling. Oo. Unusual man.
Aside from Mapawa Cemetery, the same group also allegedly attacked other cemeteries in the province. The local government has now deployed security personnel to guard the cemeteries every night. But the police say they can't make any conclusions as they are still investigating the incident.
Basis regarding dyan, kasi wala rin po nakakita sa pangkita po, ma'am. Sa ngayon, ma'am, ongoing po ang investigation natin. So, nagtatanong-tanong nyo kung may mga pwedeng mga pagsuko. So, kung sino po ang gumawa ng pagbuburas ng mga nito.
For News 5, Gemma Vansenia, we are One News.
Johnson & Johnson's booster shots will be available in the U.S. soon. This was revealed by the firm's CFO and Executive Vice President Joe Wook on Bloomberg Markets. Let's listen in.
How soon do you think that boosters can be available in the U.S.? And now with this potential to mix and match vaccines, do you think you can really have the same kind of take-up as we saw in the beginning?
Yeah, so Alex, we'll let the science play out here. The FDA approval is likely in short order based on some of the comments that are out there, but we'll respect the scientific process. In terms of supply, we should be able to meet with our 9 manufacturing facilities producing COVID-19 vaccine across the globe. We should be able to meet whatever demand is out there. We'll continue to watch the situation. I do encourage investors, though, and I did this on the analyst call just this morning, that the vaccine for Johnson & Johnson really presents only upside. The strength of our business, the growth that you've seen this quarter across all 3 units is really the story of not just last year, but this year as well, and I think it's going to be the story of the future. We're certainly proud of the contributions we made to end the pandemic with respect to our vaccine, but investors shouldn't get overly giddy or overly pessimistic with respect to vaccine news.
Time now for a quick look at some of today's headlines. The government is expanding the alert level system outside Metro Manila starting today. Negros Oriental and Davao Occidental are under alert level 4. President Duterte expressed confidence that the country will be able to surpass its vaccination target before Christmas. And today is Game 1 of the 2021 PBA Philippine Cup Finals between Magnolia and TNT. And those are the top stories at this hour. Join us again later at 1 p.m. as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. You can also catch One News on Signal Play. Just register for a free account at www.signalplay.com so you can stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Charles Lejano. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We're One News.